Come on, everybody, let's celebrate. It's Christmas. Joy to the world. The Savior was born. And this is the reason why we are here this beautiful morning on Rise and Shine Saturday on Spectrum Television. I mean, it's been a beautiful moment so far. And you cannot afford to move away at this point in time because we have somebody very beautiful and a very handsome man that we want to bring to you. And this person is the reason behind the gist that we brought to you hot, talking about Ufok. But I'll let Uya do the honors.
Thank you for allowing me to do the honors because it's such an honor to be the one introducing to you the award-winning William Benson, writer and director of Ufok Ibaan, produced by Duke of Shomolu. He is William Benson, known for several amazing works on your screen, including Ajoche, known for his phenomenal work on stage, Saro the Musical. I mean, he's an exceptional man known for his apt interpretation of roles and characters. Now, I'll tell you something just before I show you his really handsome face. He told me something. He said, every director interprets himself into all of his cast. So a good director is seen in all of his cast. If you're not good, we are seeing it in your cast. If you are good, we see it in your cast. Make welcome for the first time on Spectrum Television, William Benson.
Thank you, Spectrum Television, for having me on your set. Merry Christmas to you all, and Merry Christmas to the people of Akwa Ibom.
Merry Christmas.
A beautiful city, a beautiful state, and a beautiful place to be.
You can say that again. I just feel at peace whenever someone comes into Akwa Ibom and tell us it's a beautiful state, it's a peaceful state. I mean, thank you so much for acknowledging that truth and reality about Akwa Ibom. So you are that man behind Ajoche.
The
I
general.
want to fire you from that one immediately. Like, Jesus Christ. Ajoche. That's like one of my favorite series.
I think it's one of my favorites, yes.
One of my favorite series. I love the storyline. I love the cast. I love the way the story goes, and I love the picture quality of the screen display. I mean, but what inspired the story?
Okay, so Ajoche is a story put together by Fimo Vas for Africa Magic, and we were selected in 2018. When they called for an audition, and I walked in and I did what I needed to do, and the next thing I heard was General Ape, and that was it.
Okay.
And we're on for 11 months putting the story together. Then after that, it started airing, I think, in September of same month, because we started in January 2018, and it's been running since we opened with it, and has given birth to other kinds of story, our African story, by the same storytellers and media company called Fimovas Media.
Okay.
Wow.
So it's a really beautiful thing you do in the media. I know that you are vested in history and script writing in stories that have to do with our history, and directing and playing such roles as such. And I know that you've worked on several stage plays with Duke of Shomolu.
Yes.
And the one that currently brought you to Akwa Ibom is the Ufok Ibaan.
Yes.
So would like to talk to you about Ufok Ibaan.
Let's go ahead.
Yeah. So release to us the experience of finding the story, the Ufok Ibaan, the story of the Women War in 1929. How was it like finding that story and telling it?
So it's been an arduous, exciting, exhilarating journey with me and Duke of Shomolu production. We've been together for almost 5 years, 4 going to 5 years. And
you worked on Ibiom?
We did Loud Whispers, which was a rant, his rant in This Day newspaper.
Yeah.
I turned it into a play. Then from there we moved on to another play called Isadeko, the story of the Kingdom of Lagos, how Lagos came to be. Then we moved from there to Oba Shugbai, from Oba Shugbai to Emota to Ibiom. Now we're here in the beautiful state, Akwa Ibom.
Again, because Ibiom was done in Akwa Ibom.
Yes, showcasing Ibiom, which is the story of the Women's War of 1929 that happened in December. And I wanted to title it according to what the Akwa Ibomites call it, Ibaan, which is the women's war. Then the producer said, oh, no, can we tweak it a little? And let's call it Ufok, which is the women's House of Women. And when I thought about it, House of Women, women are intelligent, women are powerful, women are, they are everything that you find in a home that put things together. They are multi-faceted, and they have the ability to multitask more than the men. And when I started the research, I got materials from various, I went to a site where I usually get books from, so I read on several books. And I thought about it, how do I tell this story? The people of Abase, it is from their place. The people of Akwa Ibom says it is from the story. So I said to myself, would it be that we dwell on who started it first, or what is the purpose, the essence of telling this story? Do we, like I said yesterday when they asked me the question, I said, if we are all fighting in our houses presently, and they say, who started the fight in all the houses?
Nobody will have the answer.
Nobody will have the answer.
Yeah, that's true.
So I said to myself, while this was going on in Abangwa, while it was going on here in Akwa Ibom, while it was also going on in Lagos, it was going on in Abeokuta. So it is the women's revolt at the period when the colonial masters imposed the indirect taxation, and it wasn't too good. Why? Because they've attacked the men with it. There was no incidents with the men. The men accepted and jumped onto this thing. And this was 1927 when the men it was imposed on the men. The men started paying. And you find out also that the people who they gave this authority to collect this tax from these people, power, intoxication.
Right.
Yeah.
When a white man says, take this position without you even understanding what the position is, the excitement as at that period is what was taken over. And the women and the men were the ones who chose the warrant chiefs and the supporting warrant chiefs and all that. And these people, when you see, when you're placed in a position where you don't understand what you've been given, you will misuse power. And this was what was happening in that period when the warrant chiefs and their assistants piled up and infiltrate the system. They started harassing the women. And my story also goes beyond the women's revolt. Women still go through this crisis presently, which if you watch the play, you saw the rape scene and all that. I was reading the news, and the women who clean the street in New York, Calabar, and other areas, complaining that early in the morning when they come out, they are attacked, beaten, raped, and at the same time, within that same space, they work for 6 months, they've not collected their salary, and when you ask, what is your salary? You find out that it's one meager sum, 5,000, 10,000, and they still go through this, and they still don't back down. It's still the revolt going on. So, in capturing Ufok, I wanted to go away from the patriarchal system of thinking, then feel what the women actually want to say, and allow the play say it. You could see when you watch the play from the beginning to the end, there are two sides to the story. While we're playing on the Akwa Ibom story, Ufok, we're also playing on Ibaan rather, we're also playing on the Aba Women's Riot, then showing that the riot didn't stop. If it started in Aba or it started in Akwa Ibom, it's a riot that was going on at the same time because the same people imposed it. Then how the women stood their ground and fought it gave them the leeway to set a standard that nobody will mess with that period.
Okay. No, that's been an amazing journey just listening to you. I feel like I should go watch that play.
You need to.
I definitely
You
should
need
go
to.
watch
This
that
is
play.
Christmas,
Yeah,
and the show is still on by 4 o'clock
6
and
p.m.
6
today?
p.m.
Today.
4 and
4 and
6,
6
4 p.m. and 6 p.m. today.
Okay, so is that
It's
that
free.
an entry? Oh my
It's
goodness.
free. It's free.
Did you hear
You
that?
all
It's
can come,
free.
fill the
I-
hall
People
up
just
and
let
have
it
fun.
out
You
of
just-
the bag because I wanted to tell them at the end of the interview. So this is our gift to you.
Sorry,
Sorry,
you took that away
apologies.
from you and you gave it
No,
out.
I know the story is already so captivating and you can't wait.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright.
I definitely can. But then, talking about all of the other twists that you've brought to the story,
Yes, please.
I love the twists. But would you say, in the present situation, the present Nigeria, in the present political and leadership system, that women, are still giving what it's required? Like they are still giving that spirit that was exhibited by the women who took part in that riot.
Nobody will give any woman anything if they don't have to get something from them. That's what this present political system, present Nigeria, is about. The women did not wait in 1929 for the government to give them. The government imposed, they saw it, they refused it. Collective strength, shared purpose. They held their ground and said, no, nobody's going to give any woman anything. You have to get up and get what you want. It's not that I don't believe it's a man's world. It's a woman's world.
I agree.
Everything you do as a man, you do to impress the woman. If the woman wasn't in existence, how in any way would you do any other thing?
I mean,
if we go back, for me, usually if you've come to my rehearsal ground, you always know that I always believe that the Bible is my manual. Adam was sitting doing nothing, taking care of the garden. He was lonely. And when God saw it, he said man was lonely. He needed a helper. And who is the helper? The woman. He said a helpmeet, somebody who helped to meet your need. And the helper is usually greater than the help.
The help, yes.
So,
thank you. Thank
women
you. Sorry for cutting. Like I seriously can't. I don't know how to express how happy I am right now. Oh my God! Hearing you say those words right now. I mean, a lot of men would refuse to understand that women are actually more gifted than us. And I think in different fora when I've had the opportunity to speak, I would say that for somebody to be an helper, it definitely means that person has a lot more than the person he or she is helping.
Yes.
So in this case, the women have more, and it's just time for us men to understand that women have more, and give them the opportunity to give us the more, so that our life will be better.
You see, giving the opportunity to women, you can't give them the opportunity. You don't call it father nature, you say mother nature. You carry the seed, you must plant it. And the woman incubates it and give life to it. So the collaborative effort is what we're looking at. Men won't give it to women because there's that tussle that man has to control a woman. You step out, life gives you what you want. Women are strong. Women have, if we look at the system generally, you will find out that women are more productive in every facet you find them. And the only time you would look down on a woman is when the woman takes what is being given to her and tramples upon it and be waiting for somebody to help her pick it up. They give it to you, you trample it. So don't do it. You are beautiful, you're powerful. Step out and do what you want to do. Life will always give birth to what you give to it. It is in giving that you receive. So as you step out, the women didn't stay back. They didn't say, oh, we'll take it like the men. It was recorded in history that when it was imposed on the men in 1927, they took it hook, line, and sinker, and there was no incident. Why? Because they might be afraid that, oh, if we do it, they'll kill us. And the women says, no, you can't
there
act
were over 50 women who died in the process.
They said 25 women were recorded, which Madam Adia, the grandmother of Senator Udodoma, spearheaded, and which is the core figure in the play Ufok Ibaan. So Ufok Ibaan, and we relived that story but went back to the revolt, because when you tell the story, you look at the spine story, then you look at the strand story. So the spine story is the women's war. But what caused it? How did it start? Then we delve into the strand story, which are the people like Madame Adea. Then we go to Oloko, what's her name? Wanyeriwa, who was the one who spearheaded the one of Ibaan. Then you have somebody like Mboto, who also could have been the supporting leading market woman in Akwa Ibom here. So you find the different generations of women, the old woman, the young ones who are revolting now, then their mothers as against the grandmothers. So when you look at all of them, then you now find the children.
Wow.
These grandmothers are fading away. The mothers are joining the grandmothers gradually. Now you have these young ones who are vibrant. They say no, they don't want it. Now they move from that point when they shot Madame Adea. My own way of telling the story and dragging the conscience of the people to play is always to pass the baton onto the younger, the next generation, where you now find the young girl that was with me yesterday close the story with what is presently going on in Nigeria, which is the government doing the right thing. You see, there's no set time to do the right thing. It's for you to tell yourself that I need this state, Akwa Ibom, to be better. Not bury your head in the sand like the ostrich, then bury it in stashed cash and all that and put it in other people's countries where they use it to better their country. Then we pay to want to go to this country, which is another flow of slave mentality where they don't want to drag you there anymore. Willingly you ask for visas to go. Then if we can put our heads together as leaders, come together and use the same money we're taking away and use it to create what we want. Dubai is a city, not a country. And in 50 years, Dubai is a resort where everybody go to and express and enjoy themselves. So money comes to them. Like I tell my actors, when you chase after money, money runs from you. But when you have value and ideas and you implant it in your system, money comes after you.
Wow, such feeling. When a storyteller is telling you the story behind the story,
you just get carried.
You just capture it, and then we wish we had so much of time to just allow him express.
Just allow him.
It's such a beautiful one, and I really hope that the 21st century woman is able to live up to the things that our matriarchs did for us.
Yes.
Because we see the story of a united front.
Yes.
But if we have a generation of women who see themselves as competition, we will not have women who come together to retell this kind of story in the 21st century.
Exactly.
Because there's all kinds of modern day slavery going on. So we also still need a united women front that can come out to say, this in this sector is unacceptable, this in this sector is unacceptable, and we are doing it for the women fold.
Definitely. I think there are a lot of women who are beginning to rise up to the fact that women need to support each other.
Yes.
So there are lots of women supporting women organizations and NGOs springing up from here. And we know that during the last women's celebration for the year, we had women saying, it is not just enough for you to say you're a woman, it's not just enough for you to aspire. It is time for you to take up your seat and make up a place for yourself.
That is it.
So at this point, I'd like to ask one last question before we wrap up the show.
All right.
What would be your advice to somebody coming to Akwa Ibom? And what do you have to say about Spectrum Television and Tap Media?
What would be my advice to someone coming to Akwa Ibom? Akwa Ibom is a peaceful place. Like I told my actors, I might relocate to Akwa Ibom.
Oh, glory! Yeah, space for you.
I might relocate to Akwa Ibom. So please, if there's anywhere you want to go in the whole 36 states in Nigeria, Akwa Ibom is the first place you should try and visit. You will love it. When I came into Akwa Ibom, it was like the old 87, 95 feel.
Yeah.
Everything is just calm.
It's home.
Then talk about Spectrum. Spectrum, thank you for having me today. It's a beautiful station. I haven't seen anything like it before. Other stations I've been to, you see they are used to a particular style of doing their things and all that, but this one looks out of
this world.
Yeah.
Thank you
I
so
love
much.
Spectrum.
Thank you
for
so much.
having
Thank
me.
you for coming.
Merry
and sit.
Christmas.
Yes, Merry Christmas.
To
and we hope that you do enjoy the rest of your stay in Akwa Ibom.
I will.
And we look forward to your relocation.
Okay. Pretty soon.
Thank you very much. We take the next report, which is going to be our Holiday Makers report. Stay with us. It's still Rise and Shine Saturday. Don't go away.
Thank you for it.